So most of the time when I tell you stories from the toy shop, it is to tell you just how awesome this job is or how weird the situations can be and the kind of things that can happen on a frequent basis when you work at something like this. For instance, this week, the story of the week was having this lady, 60-something lady, open up the door and like warrior march from the door all the way to the register where I was and just drop an armload of Barbies in my lap going, "How much do you give me for this?" A little decorum, ma'am, please. You're coming at me hot and we just met. You gotta be a little bit more civil. So it's situations like that. That make up like the joys of working here and just like the stuff that's fun to talk about. And then there are the topics that are not fun to talk about. I tell you about the realities of working a store up here and the perils that come with it, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Much as we love to think working around toys, surrounded by awesome vintage toys all the time would be super cool. However, there is trial and tribulation to this. So let me prepare you for the reality that is the backlash from the internet. Now, of course, it's the internet. You're going to face trolls all the time. There's always someone out there who sees your good time and sees your success and goes, "I'm going to ruin that. I'm going to absolutely ruin this man's day for no good reason." And you face that in business too. Okay, so someone walks out of here with a toy that had a screw stripped on it and they can't open the battery case. 1 out of 5 stars. Selling defective product. Someone comes in and, gets a pack of Pokemon cards with nothing in it. 1 out of 5 on Google. These people are opening packs and keeping the good cards and resealing, selling like bad packs. Not that they actually do, not that any of that is actually our fault. Not that, that we do anything like that. But anyone will come up with any excuse to explain why they're unhappy with a place. And it happens pretty frequently. Happens all the time. It happens in the Pokemon realm especially. So the big thing this week was we got in these, you can't see them. Like they're here, like where my, you can't see them. We got in these brand new Pokemon boxes that I advertised. So like the big advertisement this week is the fact that we actually have our Pokemon fully stocked and ready to sell after Christmas, where all the stores around here are completely wiped out of the stuff. Because of course they are right after the holidays. So that was the point of our advertisement this week. And we get our normal reception. We get people coming in to partake of our supply and all that. But most of the comments were people just shamelessly attacking the page and attacking the store in general. So you have the person, so the first thing is, how much does it cost? And the first thing someone says is, expect to pay 100 or 200% markup. No, not even close. So a lot of people don't like pricing that is higher than they expect. And when you're walking into a collector store, that's actually pretty common. Walk into a collector's store sometime and find out how many stores don't put their pricing where you can normally see it. Look at how many price on the bottom. And you know why they price them on the bottom is so when people take photos of the store, when people see photos of, our stuff online, they don't see what the price is, because so many people will constantly complain about the pricing, even if it's spot on. So here's the truth about all of this. So everything in this store that is not in a pack of cards is based on market value. I, as manager of the store and the one who takes in all of the trades, I've looked these toys up one by one. Every single one, to determine exactly how valuable it is, and that's the price that gets put on the label. If you see a few dollars higher than market value, It's mostly a convenience fee for finding it in person, but the reality is there's a few numbers we like to stick to. You know, your $19.99, $24.99, even $22.99 sometimes. That we kind of like to sit all of our pricing at. You know, so it's usually rounded up or down by a couple bucks just so the pricing around the store is rather consistent. It's still basically what you're paying online in order to get it, but you don't have to trust the US postal system with it, and you can have it that day instead of having to wait a week or so. So I think it's worth a little bit extra money for that. And literally, like, we're talking like $2 extra at the most. So everything in here, like, we price things, you can see it. Like, I'll pull out Donatello here again. I will price that right up front because we have confidence in what we charge. You know, I know you can get the sewer swimming Donatello for less than $75. It's not the most popular turtle. But unpunched is a lot harder to find. So that brings the price up a little bit. So we're trying to be fair and honest about all of our pricing. When it comes to our Pokemon, the thing that people tend to forget about is we're not Target or Walmart. Target and Walmart is literally ordering 5,000 cases at a time. You know, when you're buying in that kind of bulk, you get a much better deal than the mom and pop store that can only buy one at a time. You know, and this is on top of all the other fees that we got going on here. Let's pay the employees, utilities, etc., etc. And there are weeks where only Pokemon's going to sell. So it's not like Walmart or Target where Pokemon doesn't sell, oh, big deal. There's, 10,000 other things selling this week. So what do we care? It's a drop in the bucket. For us, it's the entire bucket. So we got to make sure that, we can, that we're as fair as we can, but still keeping the lights on, So no, it's not going to be MSRP here. Little shops can barely afford to do that. And you'll find that true of a lot of collector shops that are this size. If we were bigger, if the sales were like going through a lot more, if we had higher traffic, we could bring the price down. Or if we could buy in more supply and that we could move it faster than we do, we could bring the pricing down and do it through quantity. But little shops like this rarely have that kind of traction and can rarely do that. So the balance to this is we don't just have the new stuff. We have a bunch of older Pokemon cards. We have a bunch of older packs that are sourced from our distributors. And that is all market value. And the reason that we can afford to bring you the rare stuff is because what we charge for the current stuff. And it's not like we're not 100 or 200% over retail. That is absolutely absurd. Like, not even remotely close. The other accusation that came in as a result of that little advertisement was, oh, yeah, the shelves are bare because I saw you there wiping them out. Nope. Come to think of it, haven't bought a Pokemon card from a normal store in probably like over a year. Well, one, I work here. Why would I? But these are people like, the thing is, these people are probably do not think they're lying. The way they go out of their way specifically to like directly attack the store unless they are like actually like work for our competitors. That's like the only feasible thing. Or they're just that butthurt that they can't buy our stuff and scalp it themselves online. Whatever the reason. For the most part, these people think they're in the right. They think they're warning people. They're exaggerating, but they think they're warning people. Truth is, no one in this store has ever gone out to a store, bought something, and brought it back here. But some people think that's what happens. Anytime you see a shelf that's just barren of Pokemon, anytime you see scalpers lining up at the door, there's going to be people who accuse the local collector's shop of being the ones to do that. The truth is, we don't even have an online presence to flip most of that. If we were buying it at retail, bringing it back here and trying to flip it, we'd be out of business. Like, you can't do that. You just cannot. You cannot have, like, when you're doing it out of your own home that is completely separate, that you've already got a job that's paying the bills and paying the rent and keeping the roof over your head. When you've got a physical location like this that's very expensive to maintain month in, month out, that's not feasible. It's just not. If you're in a high demand area, you can get away with that, yes, because you're turning it over faster. There's more people coming through. Hole in the wall shop like this? No! That's not how it works at all. It's literally impossible for us to turn a dime on that. So we don't do it. We absolutely don't. But there's someone who thinks we do. You know, and how does that leave me? Okay, so say I'm recognizable from this toy shop as around town as like, oh yeah, that's the guy who manages a toy store in Bonita Springs. What if, what happens then if I go into a toy section and I go, oh, there's a whole wave of deluxe Transformers here I don't have, and I walk out with a cart of them. Okay, can I even do that, or am I going to risk the reputation and the review scores of a store because someone thinks I'm buying out the inventory for the shop? It doesn't even occur to some of these people that the guy running the toy store might actually like toys himself and might actually be buying these for him. So you're telling me, like, I can't even buy things out in public anymore without jeopardizing the store? How crazy is that? And it's not untrue. It's not untrue. Even if that's not what I'm doing, even if I'm not trying to scalp stuff off the retail shelf, that's what people are going to assume I'm doing, and those are the comments that get left over on Facebook. Those are the people who start attacking the shop. And that's the kind of idiocy. It's just like the trolls in person can be way more damaging than trolls online, because these can actually influence our business. These guys can actually like turn people away. They're lying through their teeth and they are full of crap, but they don't care. For whatever reason, they hate the shop. They wanted to tear it down. And an online troll can be annoying, but an in-person troll, that's actually genuinely harmful. And how do you fight back? Well, you fight back by proving them wrong is what you do. The sensible thing is to just like be upfront with them. Okay. Do you have proof that one of our staff was actually at that store buying up everything? Please present proof, and then prove that this person is connected to our shop. Oh, you think you think any of our product is 200% above retail? Please come in and take a photo. Take any kind of photo you want of anything in this store to prove that you are correct, because you can't. Not even the 100% markup. You can't. It doesn't exist in these four walls. That's the thing. That's the only way to like physically approach them. That's the only way to like counter argument them, is just go, where's your proof? Like, if you're claiming this is true, prove it. And I will invite you into the store. I will point you straight to our Pokemon wall. You can tell me which one of these products over here is 100% over its current market value. And you will not find one, because we don't have anything like that. Everything is as fairly priced as we can make it. Not that they care. They don't care they can prove it. They don't care if there's no evidence. All they care about is hurting the store. So the only real way you can fight back against them is, one, prove them wrong, and two, just block and mute them. And Facebook doesn't even let you block things very easily. Like, I was looking for a block feature for these idiots, and I can't find one anymore. It used to be just click next to their name, banned from page, done. Can't do that anymore. At least not that I can find. I'm the admin on the page, and I can't figure out how to do that. I checked Facebook's help. It seems like it's outdated, because the options it points out don't exist when I click anything. So the only thing I can do is I can hide the post, so they can still see it, their friends can still see it, so no one on their end can tell that the post has been removed. But publicly, it's gone. And that's about all you can do. And it's depressing, because it doesn't remove their ability to post like mocking reaction, like laughing emojis as reactions. It doesn't stop them from continuing to post these comments. More importantly, it doesn't stop them from spreading the word to others in person. The biggest thing about an in-person troll, I can't control what they say to friends. I cannot, the word of mouth is how little stores like this live and die. And in this case, those are the kind of people that try to kill the business that way. So again, all we can do is prove them wrong. Invite people in. You are welcome to try and prove that you are right. You will not. And just try to get as many people on your side as possible. When you look at our scores, we have pristine scores across the board with just a couple of butthurt people trying to bring our scores down. But the shop still has a fantastic rating, and we still get plenty of customers, and we're still at it. We're still in business 2 years later. So it sucks that they can do that kind of harm, but the best way to fight it is diligence and honesty. Try to be an honest business person. I know it's not mutually exclusive. It's not like an either or thing. You can run a business honestly, and we try to do that as much as we can. And I hope the customers who do keep coming in can recognize that. I have had people in here today, like looking at this is our case of our big expensive Funko Pops, and I had people in here staring the prices, going, "Oh yeah, I actually know what that's worth. I know what that's worth. Yeah, you're right on. Yeah, that's spot on. That's actually a little low." Like, okay, and they're happy, and those are the people who actually come in. The fact is, the people who are butthurt probably came in here once, saw one thing, misinterpreted it, left, and they judged the whole store like that. But again, just like an online troll, see one thing, judge the whole person for it. Not fair to do, but that's what happens. So there's your pitfall. There's your lesson for the day about another pitfall that happens when you work a shop like this. There are elements you cannot control that are going to be out to destroy you, your reputation, and your ability to survive. And they don't care. They're butthurt that they can't buy Pokemon here at our price, or they can't buy it to resell it online. And then we have to suffer the consequences because they don't get to be jackasses themselves. So that's another downside. But you know what? I'll deal with that. I think it's worth having to deal with a few trolls every week in order to do what we're doing here, because it's still working and it's still happy. But again, be on the mind. It's not all great. These are the things you have to watch for. And these are the things you always have to be policing and fighting against. It's rigorous, but in the end, it's worth it. Because that's the toy store life. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.